No, this is a movie with Daniel Radcliffe about him growing horns, sort of randomly, in a way. But I'm gonna get into it deeper. So it's sort of like young adult. So think of like Riverdale mixed with Satan. It's like there's a murder in the town, in this small town, and everybody thinks that Daniel Radcliffe did it, but he didn't do it, or so he says. I don't want to ruin anything, and I don't think that I ruined it by saying that. But the ending is super cool, by the way. And that boy grew up to be Weird Al Yankovic. That's right. I'm looking forward to that. I want to see that movie. But yeah, Daniel Radcliffe is living with this girl in this small town, but then she ends up dying and getting murdered, and everyone thinks it's Daniel Radcliffe. But he says it's not him, and he gets these horns. And that's when the movie starts getting interesting. And they keep flashing back, and we learn more about the characters, and that's actually done pretty well. There's some things that are weird that don't make sense to me, but maybe I'll get into that later on in the review. But for now, I'm still talking about the plot. So yeah, Daniel Radcliffe, he's got these horns, and these horns, he's like, what the hell, you know? They grew out of nowhere. It's the potato boy, Caleb. He's got these horns, and when they for some reason they have some sort of magical power that makes people tell their deepest and darkest secrets or something like that. Like they'll just start doing the worst things that they want to do, or they'll ask Daniel Radcliffe if they can do it, and he'll say yes or he'll say no sometimes. But that's sort of reoccurring. Like one of the funny ones is he goes to the doctor. He wants to get them to saw off the horns, and they try to do it, but he ends up just like trying to have sex with the nurse beside him because he's all hopped up on the on the power of the horns, I guess, that make him wanna just like fuck and not give a shit about anything. It's kind of funny. Sounds like it would pair well with Idle Hands. Yeah, horns and Idle Hands, maybe so. We watched it. I reviewed that one. Yeah, and I had seen it before even. But yeah, I like Idle Hands. If anyone wants to talk about this movie, though, if you've seen Horns and you want to talk about Horns, check out the Discord. And Teeth. I mean, you could just keep naming shit like that, hey? Exclamation mark. Wait, what am I doing? Discord, duh. If people want to join the Discord and talk about the movie, please consider it. But yeah, horns. So Daniel Radcliffe is using the horns, and they also make people tell the truth. So they have to tell him everything. And sometimes, even when they don't tell him, he can just like touch people and figure out. Like he'll see it in his brain. They don't have to tell him. He just touches the person, and it tells them what's happening. And yeah, I don't know, it's kind of weird, but I guess you just go with it. There's things that don't make sense in this movie sometimes, but you sort of just like chalk it up to, well, magic, I guess. So you let it slide. And honestly, that's my main nitpick. There's some things like that just don't make sense, and I'm not going to go into them in great detail because some of them might ruin the plot, and I don't want to ruin like the ending for anybody. Because the ending was cool. I liked it for the most part. Yeah, it was fun. But yeah, it's sort of like a mystery young adult, sort of like Riverdale mixed with the devil. It's kind of fun though. I liked it. It made me chuckle. It leads to some funny bits. Like he goes to his mom and dad, and his mom and everybody thinks he's a murderer. So even his mom and dad do. And when he finds out the truth, he finds out that his mom and dad also want him to just like leave and not make them feel sorry. His mom is like, I don't want to feel like shit every time I look like you. It makes me feel unhappy. I don't want to be unhappy anymore. So Daniel Radcliffe just leaves them alone. But then yeah, he's trying to prove he's innocent. That's throughout the film, and there's the one guy, Lee, who's the only person who seems to believe him. He's the lawyer. He's the public defender trying to help Daniel Radcliffe. And I don't want there's some twists and turns, and again I don't want to ruin anything, so I won't. But let's look up Horns on IMDb here. Oh, Tusk. Tusk is another one that would fit into this motherfucking category of like parts of bodies. Horns, tusk, teeth, chicken in the corn. Chicken in the corn is a song. It was unrelated, but I felt like saying it. What does this have on IMDb? 6.4. Almost as much as Space Jam. More than Looney Tunes back in action. I see an ad for Applebee's, and I see an ad for Top Cruise Applebee's, Top Gun Maverick. Okay, anyway, moving on. I'm just fucking filling this shit with some shit, ain't I? Swiss Army Man, Guns Akimbo. I want to see Guns Akimbo. I've seen Swiss Army Man. I gotta give it to Daniel Radcliffe for picking movies like these that are so out of the box, kind of different. And this is another thing I gotta give credit to this movie for. It's at least a little bit different. I think this is an original script. I don't think it's based on a book or anything. And it's a pretty inventive idea. It's something a little different. It's maybe not executed perfectly, but not many things are. And it was kind of fun, so I give it at least a little bit of credit. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I was trying to find the box office. Here it is. It does not show me the budget, but the box office is $173,000. That's not a lot. Hopefully the budget was less, but I don't know. It's hard to say with streaming and how things make their money back, and if they do make their money back or not. But this was filmed in Vancouver. That makes sense. It was filmed in Canada, in British Columbia. Yes, makes sense. Okay. 6.4 out of 10 is what it gets on IMDb. The lawyer. You're spoiling it. I wasn't trying to spoil it. I didn't want to spoil it. But yeah, I guess it's sort of obvious. It's in a way it is, in a way it's not. But I felt like I saw it coming, kind of. But yeah, Stevie. I'm not to dwell on that. Just to say, this movie, overall, there was one part that kind of scared me, but it's pretty funny, honestly. Parts where he's making people tell the truth and stuff are funny. I didn't watch it. You gave it away. LOL. Did I? Oh, maybe I did. I'm high. You didn't watch it. No, I know. I know you didn't watch it. I thought you just like figured it out. I don't remember what I said. Maybe I said, oh well. Spoiler alert, a little too late now, I guess. But oh well, it's still a fun ride to watch, I'd say. I'd still give it a go. It's on Tubi if you're interested. For free. There's this lawyer and twist and turn. Oh, well, I didn't say it though exactly. I didn't say it exactly. You just got it from that. That's not fair. Now I'm still not saying exactly that's what happened. Let's just say, we'll just leave it open. It could be anybody. It could be Terry. That's another character, right? Okay. You got me, Stevie. But anyways, it's fine. I still, like, it was fun to see this movie. It made me laugh. It made me jump once. There's some good bits in it. And honestly, I think we're gonna end it. And then we gonna, like, as in, no one's redeemed anything today, or nothing. There's just the flu, just making sure I'm up to date. We're good. We living large. All right. Let's rate this. Let's finish up the review and let's bring it on down to Funky Town, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, I'm gonna give Horns 6.2 6.2 out of 10. It's not bad, but it's not perfect. It's got some problems. There's some shit that just felt weird in it, but it was funny. And it was funny. So, I'd recommend it. Give it a go. It's something a little different. Booty Clap. There you go. That's a redemption. 6.2 out of 10. Doug's. 6.2 out of 10. Doug's. Okay. We're going to booty clap right away. But here is Maca Green Tea Ice Cream from Turner Music SK. Horns with Daniel Radcliffe. This is the same director of Piranha 3D. It was pretty funny, honestly. It's not really a comedy, but there's definitely some bits that were meant to be comedic, and they were funny. And some parts that were meant to be funny were funny. And there was a scary part. There was some exciting parts. It was interesting in bits. But there was some dumb stuff and some things that just didn't make sense. But you know what? That's the way movies go sometimes. Horn, 6.2 out of 10 Doug's. You can see it on Tubi.